Hi Libra, welcome in to your monthly money and career tarot reading for the month of February 2023. I do want to thank you so much for joining me for your amazing strong presence, but I do want to remind you as we proceed with the reading, this is general for your month, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. And I more than appreciate the love and support in the form of likes for this video, comments down below, tell me how it resonates. I feel the need to say claim the success that's meant for you throughout the month, and as well the subscriptions to the channel if you haven't joined this amazing Libra tribe already. But I did pre-poll all of the cards to speak upon our month because I am a Leo, Libra if you're new to this channel. But we have an overall energy from the Tattoo Tarot plus six other tarot cards to basically show us, tell us how the month is going to proceed, all right? To break it down timeline-wise, and then as well a small oracle card. But I do feel like it's going to be a very busy month for you. First and foremost, we have the Sun card talking about golden energy of the sun bringing you fame and fortune. Absolutely beautiful. I do feel like being drawn to this reading energy is going to affect you, whether it's more so at work and or at home, could be in the office situation, location for you specifically. But I feel like you're going to handle it well, right? With a sense of ease and just strategy due to what you've dealt with in the past. But there's a sense of you being in the spotlight and having a very sunny presence, running around, getting a lot accomplished, feeling like the money's flowing in throughout the month. And Spirit's saying if you want it, if you wish for it, it's going to be yours, all right? Depending on when it's meant to come to be, whether that's more money, a new investment, a certain approval for oneself, a new position, an upgrade in your career in one way, shape, or form. I feel like some of you are looking for a raise, but I feel like the name of the game throughout the month is change. I feel like change in regards to, you might have healing energy, but I feel like you will be very in touch with your feminine side a lot throughout the month, male or female. But I do feel like it just feels like a different month in comparison to January. But I feel like you are manifesting more money for oneself all the meanwhile. But there's also a sense of your hard work paying off when it comes to the work that you're putting forth towards the efforts throughout this specific month. But for a lot drawn to the reading, past efforts as well paying off, all right? Feels like a foundation is working to your advantage. But again, it feels like you're in the spotlight. People are just liking your energy, all right, or needing your energy, or both. And it feels like your work is helpful or just simply inspires, all right? It feels like people are coming back for more, and it feels like you're going to hit one, if not several targets is what I'm getting from this, all right? And that's gonna feel quite gratifying, and that's part of tying into your hard work paying off, all right? Spirit's saying find the balance in it all, but don't stop, okay? Don't stop wishing for more is what I'm hearing, but it feels like you need to be grateful, but it feels like the hunger comes to be quite naturally when you see something grow or you see something thrive, succeed, you get those compliments, praise. But the overall energy we got for your month, or for our month, is the 9 of Cups. Now I do feel like these coinciding quite nicely, speaking upon your golden way of, your golden energy, right? Your sunny energy, but your golden way of achieving, developing, accomplishing, communicating to levels of victory for oneself. And I feel like, again, a lot of you are seeing one's helpful nature, even through small moments, it's shining, right? It's coming into play, being noticed by, I want to say, authority figures, or one in particular, other people you work with, people who tune into your work online for some, or just utilize your business for one reason or multiple. I feel like even in small moments, say a coworker needs your help, right? Or a boss figure needs something that they didn't realize and you help them out with it. This is going to come into play and just make you look really good all the meanwhile, and could help you out in a beneficial way down the line or at a certain point throughout the month. But we're beginning the month in the spread with the Strength card. Now, I do feel like a lot of hard work was going towards your business and or day-to-day job, or multiple jobs in January as well. Feeling like that month, I believe we did mention it in that monthly reading, things started to pick up in pace, right? A lot busier for oneself, whether it was due to a new job or just for whatever reason, things got busier. And so starting the month of February, you will have to dig for that inner strength, but it's a time of the month where you're feeling very bold. I feel like you begin and end the month in a very bold manner, right? And feeling very bold and coming off that way to others. The words you're speaking naturally are just, at this point along your path, people are taking it seriously, right? People are trusting you. People are, for a lot, needing your healing energy, and potentially are very impressed by how easily you're manifesting levels of success, the growth of something, I want to say, and even that money flowing in for oneself. But it's a time that reminds you the possibilities are endless for oneself moving forward. But there's also a sense of a lot of you kind of giving off and being perceived in a very angelic light, all right? I feel like I said that really weird, keywording. I do feel as if a lot of Libras drawn to the reading are seeing one's spiritual connection taking an increase. Oh goodness. That can come with some interesting occurrences. But what else do we have for the Strength card to further clarify? So yeah, you will have to dig for your inner strength, but I do feel like you're getting a lot accomplished and that's tying into it. But I feel like it strengthens your confidence in your future when you're able to manifest more money, more success. And I feel like at times you will be kind of going down memory lane or just your hall of fame, if you will, and reviewing your work and impressing oneself and seeing how something or things have changed for you along the way. And Spirit saying that you have gained so many skill sets and new developments and talents when it comes to your career choices, right? That it's all playing into, I feel like, a lot of what's taking place that you're creating and developing, accomplishing for your career throughout this month. But we got the King of Cups. I do feel like the beginning of February, you could feel a little bit burnt out or affected by energy. So a little bit of emotion coming into play, but this bold kind of, I got to get it done, so I will, right? I'm a reliable, mature Libra at this point, and you're being viewed in that manner. But again, somebody with that golden sunny energy all the meanwhile. And I feel like being in the spotlight feels good. People are churning to look at you when you're out and about running errands, even running around at work, when you're doing your business work, however it ends up working out for you. But I feel like they're saying you might do a little bit of overspending at the beginning of the month, but it feels as if you can afford it. For whatever reason, things are doing better at this point financially, and I feel like the month as a whole proves that to you and potentially to other people. But I feel like there's this bold, caring nature about you that strengthens other people or just gives them a boost in confidence, a true focus on the fact that you have it within you to prioritize, multitask, to get the job done. But it's like if you want to get it done, you can, but should you? That's kind of the vibe. I feel like balance is the name of the game throughout this month, and naturally we're moving on to the Two of Pentacles. So no shortage of you doing a balancing act as you make your way to the middle of the first half of the month. I would advise you to watch the Leo reading that I did for February, as several of the cards that they got did start to pop out in the pre-shuffling, but I chose not to take them, or at least most of which. So I do feel like you are seeing your wishes come to be because that same oracle did come out, but I wanted to go with a different one, and the Sun card felt more accurate. But another infinity symbol. Don't be surprised if, especially in these first two chunks of the month, you see a lot of them, all right, or just some of which. And I do feel like this balancing act feels exhausting at times, a bit stressful, right? A little bit annoying or just nerve-wracking in energy, whether, again, it's at work and or at home. But it feels good to be running around and getting things done. It feels gratifying, right? Rewarding all the meanwhile. Spirit saying this busyness about you, about what's on your plate at this time, is going to bring you so much success and more money, all right? And it feels like the abundance flowing in at this time feels easily achieved. It doesn't mean there isn't effort being put forth, right? I feel like you're working very hard, balancing things out. It could be balancing out your business and a day-to-day job or multiple jobs, or just a lot of tasks at hand for your one job, or multiple. But it feels like with the effort, the hard work you're putting forth, it feels like you're getting things done easily. You're seeing something succeed and grow and prosper, and that money flow in a lot easier. I want to say even in comparison to January, but especially in comparison to 2022. But let's further clarify this one. It may feel like you're putting on a bit of a show at certain points throughout this part of the month, especially being highlighted feeling like you just are shining, your spirituality is even shining through when you're at work and or running your business, and your intuition coming into play throughout the entire month when it comes to who and what to associate oneself with, what is worth putting your money forth towards investing in, when it comes to whether or not to pick up an extra shift or actually do somebody a favor, I want to say. But I feel like even for some of you, maybe taking on a new opportunity or not, or whether or not to continue something. But I do feel like for a lot drawn to the reading, something you're continuing is doing very well. I just heard we like Libra, but I feel like a lot love you. But look at that, another strength card. That's 3 infinity symbols. But as well, we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Temperance. So yeah, the wheel's turning in your favor, but it doesn't come without you needing to sort of tap into that patience and balance things out for oneself all the meanwhile. It feels like your ability to multitask, to prioritize, absolutely being tapped into and helping you succeed at this point in the month. But I feel like the month as a whole for a lot. But we're moving on to the Ace of Pentacles to speak upon the ending of the first half of the month. This could be when you are beginning a new position or a new investment being put into place for oneself. You could be thinking about the beginning of a business, a project, a job, a living situation that you jumped into. But I do feel like at this point to end so you make your way to end the last part of the first half of the month, horrible wording, you're seeing people, for a lot drawn to the reading, gifting you money, making more than expected, unexpected income. People need your services. It's like when things are picking up in pace and you're busier, something else is doing better, right? Or you just end up having more on your plate because things are just gradually growing and people need your services or your service or your products or one in particular. But I feel like things are falling into place for you. And especially in the first half of the month, you're seeing that, okay? But it feels like you're not losing motivation, even despite certain odds against you at times or certain obstacles, how energy is affecting you, the spiritual increase for some, noise factors. It just feels like you're doing the job and you're doing it well. Another ace, so it just again feels like a very fresh, successful month for oneself. They're saying, so look forward to February. And again, it feels like they're saying the winds of success, the winds of change, going back to 555. But I do feel like if you look at that, I just heard apron. If you look at that, that curtain, again, kind of putting on a show at certain points, a lot more happening behind the scenes than people realize, or even meets the eye. Even if you share some, be selective. But it feels like the winds of change, the winds of success, things are working out in your favor. And it feels like when things weren't progressing for you, growing as quickly or as efficiently as they should have been, it's like Spirit's saying, well, look at how things are now, right? This is your time. This is the time for things to grow and prosper and feel more abundant than they once were. But all of that stagnancy or just delaying was all very divine. Trust that. Everything happens and doesn't happen for a reason. But we have the Emperor and the Three of Cups to further clarify the Ace of Pentacles, because the end of the first half of the month leaves you with more than one reason to celebrate. And I feel like there's moments where you're bonding with people at work and or at home, or just out and about spending money by oneself or with your friends to celebrate, if I didn't say that already. And this all just feels good. Again, your innate ability to connect with people and that working to your advantage. It's almost as if we were to think back when you helped somebody out when you didn't need to, but just your kind-hearted way of being, or just your teamwork sort of side of you coming into play, it now is coming back to show you that you're cared for, people like you, or just somebody else is helping you out even if you fully don't need it. Does that make sense? There's a feeling that it's like a month where your good karma is also paying off, but you're developing in a very efficient manner. And I feel like time is on your side, even if it doesn't feel like it, because I sense you have to run to your day-to-day job after creating for your business, or just run from one job to the next, or you just certain annoyances come to be when you're driving, say traffic or just public transportation. But I feel like give yourself enough time, balance things out. I feel like past situations have and balancing has prepared you to deal with what's at hand very efficiently. Okay. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'm hearing the ball is in your court. The ball is in your court. But I feel like a lot of Libras drawn to the reading could be tarot readers, predictive in nature, right? Very, very intuitive regardless. But we're beginning the second half of the month and spread with the Chariot. So you begin the second half of the month and it's almost as if you should be feeling a lack of motivation because of certain things you've been dealing with, or just, could be spiritual messing with, or just energy affecting you, or both, or just because you've been working so much. But it's like the fuel to your passion, your motivation, just it's lit. Okay, it feels like you want to just move on forward. A lot of you having one, if not multiple, goals in mind, I feel like, for success, but I want to say specifically to save up for a new car, even if it's not brand new, a new housing situation, could be a different investment for oneself, or just a specific amount you wish to see in your savings for a level of comfort, save for a rainy day for some, or just for unexpected change, right? Being smart all the meanwhile. And it feels like you're seeing your savings take quite an increase, and that feels good. May not be moving in the upward direction, growing as quickly as a past situation helps you see it grow, but there are other benefits to what's at hand than just financial growth, all right? That ebb and flow, they're saying let the money flow at times in the outward direction, but also just trust that the universe is going to replenish you, that you'll be able to make more, that there'll be unexpected income moving forward, that you'll have what you need and what you want when it's meant to be. All right, when you need it the most. Hasn't that been proven to you multiple times in the past? The Seven of Pentacles. It's this feeling that you're watering your harvest, all right? Yeah, putting in the effort towards, again, your business or your job or multiple, however it works for you, and it just is paying off. It's paying off. And it feels like being aligned with the Strength card, you at times, again, do have to dig for your inner strength for one, if not multiple reasons. But once you do, you're golden. You're golden. It's like this effortless speaking, conveying of messages you could be spoken through by spirit. And I feel like it's just working again to your advantage. And I feel like as well, any moments at the beginning of the second half of the month where you're pushed to reflect upon your work, you're going to be so impressed, right? And I feel like people are just, they're saying bowing down to you. Very, very inspired and just motivated because of you, right? I feel like you could be giving one, if not multiple people, a little bit of a pep talk, even if you don't have to. But it's this feeling going back to this Wheel of Fortune. You're flying towards what you deserve, all right, in a very bold and sort of hard-working way. And I feel like one, if not multiple people at a distance are very, very proud of you, all right? And I just feel like, again, this is a month that shows you, and this came out in your 2023 yearly reading, a lot of fame, stardom, okay, being viewed as a star, even if you stumble, even if you slip up, right? Nobody's perfect, and I feel like people love your imperfections. People love your quirky, I want to say, strong and sassy personality, regardless of what kind of Libra you truly are or where that lies within your chart. But they're saying your Taurus side, even if you don't have Taurus in your chart, or strongly, I feel like there's a point in the month, if not multiple, where you will feel like a Taurus, very grounded while you're getting things done, not forcing it, but feeling very well-spoken when you speak a lot, and just doing well, right? Tauruses are naturally very intuitive. But moving on to the middle of the second half of the month, we have the Ten of Cups. A focus on family matters is what I'm hearing for some, but I do feel like you're being pushed to in the middle of the second half. Think about the ideal situation for oneself. You can manifest it, whether this is a living situation, a job. This could be a business location. I feel like Spirit's pushing you to think about the future, but don't let it overwhelm you, all right? View your future with confidence, and there may be a push to just kind of sit back in your throne and manifest it, whatever it is for you, but you might need to solidify in one's mind exactly what that looks like for you, right? There's a sense of needing to be careful what you wish for, manifest all the meanwhile. But there's honestly, I feel like no rush. And you might want to see something come to end sooner than you expect. The Seven of Swords, I feel like there's somebody, if not multiple people within your home situation, if not at work, where you can't trust them, right? Or you just don't. And I feel like you're picking up on or just feeling out the energy accurately, intuitively feeling knowledgeable in regards to who to trust and who not to, what's meant to be continued and what's not to for some. But I do feel like in regards to what you conclude in one's mind, solidify what you want to manifest or what you are at this time. You're not really outwardly expressing it to people, and that's okay. And it's also at this point in the month where you need to kind of catch your breath. Catch your breath. Moving on to the Emperor to finish up the month in general. But I feel like, again, you have to take a deep breath. I feel like especially towards the end of the month, you're going to feel like energy or just your spirituality or both is affecting you. But I do feel like you will feel refreshed when you spend time alone. The Four of Pentacles, because there's a focus on where your control lies when you are producing, developing the knowledge you've gained over time and are throughout this month. But I feel like you're finishing up the month again in a very bold, strong manner and seeing oneself saving your money quite efficiently. In Spirit saying there's even more benefits to March, I want to say, and April, because it's feeling like a gradual building up of things just working out in your favor. And people, again, gifting you money or commission coming in or both, or just that expected paycheck on top of another one, plus some unexpected income. They're saying if you so choose, trusting your intuition all the meanwhile, any gambling, especially done at the end of the month, could work in your favor, all right? But be smart about it. But look at that. Look at that. Bear with me. The number 44 coming into play. It feels like the end of the month reminds you in the midst of working, building, creating, developing, any adjustments you're making, that you're protected all the meanwhile. But I also feel like there's moments in the last part of the month where you're given the opportunity, the space, the time to rest, to even nap for some. But it feels like you won't want to take it, right? But I do feel like you'd be smart to take advantage of that, right? To replenish one's batteries, all right? Wanting to be more of an Energizer bunny at times, but you're only human, Libra, right? You may feel a little bit overworked by the end of this month, but if you look at it as a whole, if you saw all the cards on the table, such positivity, such evidence that your hard work up until this point along your path is paying off, and people, again, trust you, like you. It's a month where you're seeing your your fame and fortune come to be even more so, seeing that golden energy of yours pay off and work to your advantage all the meanwhile. And it's a month, once again, where things are falling into place for you as you succeed in such great, grand ways. Interesting wording. But again, the money flowing in, it feels like your biggest highlight throughout the month. All right. So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your month, and I'll definitely see you next time.